Hello everyone, I'm Voicey, and this is my Road to Perfection Stardew Valley series. In this episode, it will cover the first week in the valley. I hope you all enjoy. Before we dive in, I needed to customize my character and choose the farm type, which I chose the standard farm because it's my favorite and has the most tillable spaces, as well as I changed the settings so it's more comfortable to my standards. On day 1, I grabbed my parsnips that Lewis gave me, and then I reorganized my inventory, as well as the house, so it's easily accessible for me in case I pass out. I do the normal clearing of spaces on the farm so I can plant the parsnips. I then watered and hoed all the spots so I can place the parsnips down. I do end up doing a little bit more clearing on the farm so I can get enough wood to make a chest so I can store everything that I've accumulated inside of it. On my way into town, I spot some forageables at the bus stop, so I go over and I pick those up. For the rest of the day, I went around town and I met all the townsfolk, including our future wife, Haley. I don't care what anybody says, she's the best girl.
Okay.
I then finally met Emily, which was the last person until we can meet Willie tomorrow. After that, I headed home so I could end our day, and then I ended up leveling one level into our foraging skill, so that was pretty nice. On day 2, I started off by watering the crops. And then I headed to the beach to obtain the fishing rod from Willie, as well as officially meeting everyone in town. And then after that, obviously, I headed to the mountain lake since it's the superior place to fish, and I ended up fishing literally all day. You may be asking yourself why I'm not selling any of the fish here. It's because I wanted to hit fishing level 5 before I sell so I can get that 25% increase. Also, by the end of the day, I was able to hit fishing level 2, which I'm kind of not stoked about because I wanted to aim for fishing level 3, but it's whatever. On day 3, I also fished all day since I didn't need to water any crops since it was raining, so I used all my energy for fishing. This is literally all I did, because leveling up fishing is more important for those financial gains that are needed before the Egg Festival, where we can plant a whole bunch of strawberries. After fishing all day, I was only able to hit level 3 fishing, which kinda sucks, but whatever. On day 4, I started off by watering some of the crops, and I planted some rice shoots that I had got from treasure chests while I was fishing. I then used the rest of my energy to clear out a little bit of the farm. I wanted to quickly use this time before we get back to the rest of the video to ask you all to like and subscribe, as well as leave a comment on the editing style. I'm very new to this and extremely open to suggestions, so if people like seeing all gameplay recording and using the in-game voice/moments, or what I'm doing right now by editing and using a script and a voiceover, please let me know so I can improve and make it easier for everybody to watch. After I cleared out some of the farm, I went to go buy some CC items from Pierre, as well as some more parsnips for the quality crops bundle, but I needed to wait to plant them so I could get a farming level 1 to unlock basic fertilizer. After I bought some crops, I then went to the ocean to do some fishing, mostly so I can catch some of the CC fish to add to the community center. Day 5. Today was Mines Day. The mines had finally opened up, but also our first batch of parsnips were finally done. Before I headed to the mines, I'd plant some of the other CC plants that we needed, so the bean, the cauliflower, and the potato. I then entered the mine and received our rusty sword from Marlin, and then I started my dive into the mines. On floor 7, I came across an infested floor, which in my opinion was kind of unlucky, but I stayed on track and got through it. I ended the day on floor 16 due to me getting extremely overwhelmed and not wanting to die, so instead I opted to go home and I sold the rest of the parsnips that I didn't end up eating. On day 6, I woke up to Clint at my door giving me the furnace recipe so that I could smelt copper ore that I got from the mines. After that, I started watering some of the crops, but also I planted the next batch of parsnips, but now I was able to fertilize them since I had leveled up in farming the night before. I then planted some carrots so I could use them for energy in the mines, and then after I just started clearing a little bit more of the farm so I could start an oak tree resin farm. I then walked into town and ended up getting the community center cutscene with Lewis. After the cutscene, I went back in and investigated the gold plaque so that I could unlock the quest to go talk to the wizard. After that, I gave a gift to my future wife Haley and then headed home to bed since I'd used all my energy. On day 7, woke up and I immediately checked the TV to see what kind of day it was, as well as the Queen of Sauce. After that, I went outside, saw that I had a letter from the wizard, meaning I could go visit him so I could read the Junimo script, as well as I dealt with this pesky crow, and then realized I didn't make a scarecrow, so I did that. I grabbed all my spring forageables so I could go to the CC right after I visited the wizard, and I made a pathway down to the forest so it was easier to get in and out of my farm that way. On my way to the wizard, I'd stopped at the traveling cart to see if they had anything useful for me, and they did not at all, which kind of sucked, but I wasn't really expecting too much. The wizard gave me the ability to read the Junimo script through a little bit of drugging, and then I headed to the CC. The minute I got to the CC, I headed up to the spring foraging bundle, and I completed it getting some wild seeds. After that, I went to go find Lewis to give him a birthday present, and I ended up giving him a horseradish, which I just remembered that he doesn't like, which kind of sucks, so I ruined some friendship there. After that, I headed home, and I went to go plant the 30 wild seeds that I got from completing the spring bundle. And then I made a furnace and smelted some copper ore with that. After that, I just decided to clear a little bit more of the farm. Well, that concludes the first video. Thank you all for watching. I'd really appreciate it if you liked and subscribed, and hopefully I'll see you in the next one. Adios.